hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're talking about a stock called BMY. This is a Bristol-Myers pharmaceutical stock, very stable stock, and the stock has actually been trending up lately. From last few months is trending up from $52 is almost up to like $78 or so, right? And we're gonna go through the full analysis on the stock, and I'm gonna show you where it broke out and where I think it's gonna go. Before I get into the technical and the company's balance sheet and cash flow, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I'll bring video every day. The objective here is to get all the information we can on a company that we think is good, and eventually, if somebody wants to make a decision, at least they have some idea, on some of the back ends and be able to make a better decision. So none of this will be a financial advice. This is just me putting the facts out there, and you guys can make your own decision, right? So as I said, the stock was at $52 in November, and then it started having an upward trend from since then on, and then it just in the vertical line, the horizontal line is just going up, and it broke out on let me go back out a little bit. So it broke out on April 6th to the levels now at $78. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 30-minute chart, and we're going to talk about where the support of resistance is for the start. And I do have a Fibonacci retracement on the stock as well, and we'll see where it's going to go. The highest the stock ever went was $96, and now I think it's projecting the same area as well. So let's talk about that, right? So there's a immediate support we established around $72, and this support was established around April 1st, and there's it's like a double support right here between 73.64 and 73.99, right? There's a support here as well. Now, how these supports are established is when you have lower lows and higher highs created, you have a lot of limit orders kick in around that time. So when the stock falls back, for example, and you have a support there, that would indicate that a lot of investors who might have had taken profit there, or there's a lot of investors want to get into the position around that area. That's why it causes a support, right? So now, in terms of the Fibonacci retracement, the stock is saying that the stock, it's falling down again to 23%. So if it goes down to 23%, which is $77.08, it could either bounce back up to $78 again, $78.06, or it could further go down to $76.50. And if it drops from there, it could go down to $75, and of course, eventually it could come down to $73 again. Now, the fact of the matter is, there's other indicators that we need to include part of the technical analysis to see whether the stock is going up or going down. So the other one we're looking at is the EMA, exponential moving average. And exponential moving average, I use exponential is because exponential sort of takes the current candles and way heavier than the one in the past, okay? And even the EMA, it's projected upward from last few months, okay? And right now the EMA is stating that the stock is slightly bending a little bit, but it is, I don't think it's bending to the point where it's going to go down. I think it's going to bend down a little bit and pick that up again. And the reason I say this is because RSI is above 70. It started going down a little bit. Anything above 70 means the stock is overbought. Anything below 50 or below 30 means oversold, and around 50 is like consolidation, right? It started going down a little bit, but the way the stock is projected from the last few months, the stock is on an upward direction, and you could potentially see some more momentum here as well. MACD's is moving average conversion diversion, which is stating that the stock is going to go down a little bit. But again, if we see here, for example, on April 4th, the MACD went down a little bit, and then it started picking back up again, right? And it went down again. So basically, MACD is coming down, but it will be interesting to see on Monday what's going to happen if it's going to start projecting again. If it started going up, there's essentially no more resistance above $78. The next resistance we have it at $96 because that's the highest the stock ever went. So this is a very crucial resistance for the stock to cross. If it crosses that, there's definitely a lot of momentum that could make the stock go above $80. So now let's look at the company itself. The company is around $165 billion company, large company. EPS is 3.12, which means they are profitable. And on an average, the shares that are traded are about 15 million. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a lot of extra momentum coming into the volume, like a lot of people will be trading the stock. The reason is because Fed is already saying that the spike is going to come up maybe up to 50 bips, okay? Which means that eventually if the bond rates go higher, companies will take the money out of these stocks and put it into bonds because those are guaranteed money, right? Market is always fluctuating and it's not guaranteed any return. and bonds give you that return. So if Fed raises the interest rate on bonds, you already know big dog is going to take the money out of the market and put it into bonds, and both cannot have. One will cause the other to deflate, right? So a lot of investors are investing money in healthcare, and I've noticed that from Pfizer as well. A lot of people putting money in the Pfizer as well. So let's look at their balance sheet of this company. Everything is by thousand. So if you see 109 million, you got to times that with 1,000. So it'll be 109 billion. That's their total asset. The total liability, they have about 73 billion, and their net equity for the stockholders' equity is 36 billion. So it's a good balance sheet, and this has been the case from last few years for this company. All right. As far as the cash flow is concerned, they have been profitable from last 2018. Their operations have been profitable. They have not lost money. There's not negative. This is $16 billion they have in their operating cash flow. On investment with their expenses, they have about 538 million. Everything is by thousands. You got to times that with 1,000. Finances cash flow, they haven't raised a lot of money in the stocks lately, so they have lost about that $16 billion on that. But essentially, their net end position on the cash is 14 billion, and the free cash flow they have is around 15 billion or so. That's a lot of money they have on hand without any liabilities, right? So as far as the ownership is concerned, big institutional banks hold 75% of the stock, and they have increased their position by 12 million. And overall, they have increased their position by 85 million, and decreased position is 111. There's a slight more selling happening around on the stock than they bought, but they own 75% of the stocks, and this goes to show that the stock definitely has a value. And as far as the analysts from different firms like Barclay, Morgan Stanley, Raymond James, they're stating, the analysts are saying the stock is a buy. The average price of stock should be around $72. The lowest it could get to 64, and the highest could go to 81. And the short interest on the stock is very low. It's very, very low. It's 2.54, which is practically nobody is betting against the stock. Very stable stock. And if you have money that you want to invest, and again, this is not a financial advice. This is something that what I'm presenting to you, and you can make your own decision. If I have money that is that I want to invest in a stable stock, I think I would consider this as a stable stock. Now, where you get in, that determines on where you're trying to get in. Right now, it looks like on a 30 minutes window. If you go to daily chart, it's going to give you a different example. Let me remove this Fibonacci right here, for example. So if you go to daily chart, you see all green right here. It says it's 78. But if you go to 30-minute chart, it's going to give you that little red coming up. Some selling happened. Is around 2 million shares were sold at this point. And as I said, right, if it started rising and it crosses that 78 mark, the next stop is $96. So I could potentially see the stock going up and above $80. And as I stated earlier, that if you look at the daily chart, for example, there is a breakout here, right here. The breakout could continue, like there was a breakout right here, for example, on January 10th. It continued, and then it started going down and went down to $61 again. So you could either see this and see how it goes up. If it goes up to $80 and start going down again, or it could just start going down from this point and then maybe bounce back up from this support that we have right here. So look, this is a good stock. Again, there's a lot of uncertainty on the market where, Fed is going to increase the rates. You're going to see a lot of reds in the near future. So be ready. And if you have money that you want to take out and put in a stock that is more stable, just my opinion, not a financial advice, I would put it in stock, something like this, that has a good balance sheet, good cash flow, stable stock, and has been projecting upward direction from last few months, which is a good sign. So yeah, just wanted to bring this quick video to you. Hope you liked it. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I make videos on different stock. I cover penny stocks that I think that's gonna boom or whatever, they're gonna go up in price. I've covered a VN stock that was 28 cents at the time when I covered it. Now the stock is like 70. At last time I checked, was 70 some cents. I made money on it and I got out of the position. I put it in some stable stock. So usually I play hot and then I put it in stable stock. So all right, this is my quick video. Hope you liked it. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.